screen method. Then the second one is the paper stencil screen printing method. The third one, which is photographic method, that's light box exposure, is same as the paper stencil screen printing. So I don't know if you go through it and rectify that for us. If it's the same thing you're trying to put, that's fine.
It is
The same. The third video is the same. Yeah, it's the same.
Really? I don't think it's the same. Let me verify whether it's the same video I posted, because I posted a lot of videos.
Is this he was using the, I think, a cat for the.
Oh, okay. I would let me quickly check that.
All right.
Let me quickly check that. Yeah, let me quickly check that. Thank you so much. Oh, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. So let me quickly remove that. Okay. Oh, you could have prompted me earlier for me to send it, but all the same.
How to make a screen printing screen. First step is to actually go ahead and separate our artwork and get it ready to print on its own.
Okay. So sorry. I'm posting the actual video.
Layers, and then we go ahead and print out our film posits on the transparency film. We take those film posits to our darkroom where the screen making happens.
The actual video.
This is the light safe room, so we grab our unexposed screens, grab our artwork, line it up on the grid, and then we grab our screen and line it up and drop it. And then we just make sure the film posit is taped onto the screen. We open up our light box, drop the screen in, add some cushion so that it really pushes the screen onto the transparency film so it's sharp, and then we blast it with light. And then we take it to the wash booth, and as you can see, once we hit it with water, you can already see the image appearing, and then with a little bit of pressure, it really opens it up and makes our stencil.
Okay, so this is a very brief video that we can watch right now as we wait for our colleagues to join. So let's quickly watch the video.
I said, have you posted it on the WhatsApp platform, or you are showing it here?
Yes, it's on the WhatsApp platform. I've just posted it.
All right.
I've just posted it on the WhatsApp platform. Yeah, I've just posted it right now. So it's about 49 seconds. So let's watch briefly, 49 seconds, and we'll have discussion on all these videos.
How to make a screen printing. Step is to actually go ahead and separate our artwork and get it ready to print on its own layers, and then we go ahead and print out our.
David, could you mute your? Good, sure. Thank you. So let's all watch. I would be elaborating it for all of you to get the concept, but we want to watch it first so that we have an idea of what we'll be discussing today. So let's watch. Maybe watch it about 2 times or 3 times. I'm going to give you 3 times. So 3 times I'm giving you, let's say, 3 minutes to watch the video. 3 minutes. So it's exactly 11:38. So 11:41, we would mobilize here or pay attention to whatever we'll be discussing today. So we are waiting for the rest once again to join. Apparently we are 12 over here. So we want others to join. Today is Sunday, and I know some of you are at church. Some of you have not closed yet. Some of you just got home. And so let's give about some 5 minutes for our colleagues to join, because it's going to be a very interesting discussion. So I want everybody to be on board. All right. Great. Thank you so much for making time to watch the video. We want to take a moment to recap Please, are we ready to go, or we should wait? Are we ready to go? All right, I could see Edmond giving a thumbs up, which means ready to go. If you're ready to go, kindly give me a thumbs up, all of you. All of you, give me a thumbs up, and let's see whether we can go. You are roughly 18 over here. David, Titus, they have given thumbs up so far. Edmond has given 3 out of. Okay, Nana Christian, all right, okay. All right, so basically 5. What about the rest? Are we ready to go? All right. Okay, all right, okay, okay. All right. Okay, so as we are waiting, why not we utilize the time by recapping or recapitulating our previous lesson. I've not seen any lady yet. These are all gentlemen, of course, that based on their name. I don't know whether you are using official names, of course. It may not be official names, but based on the names that I'm seeing so far are all gentlemen. Okay, so gentlemen, you would all appreciate the fact that over the past sections, we had opportunity to explore the techniques and tools in relief and stencil, printing, as well as looking at some of the foundational stages of screen printing. Today, we are going to go a bit detailed into the screen printing. We just observe some foundational stages of screen printing. Yeah, David, please.
So, this one is a just general look into the structure of the course we are doing. We doing this course, we are all mostly teachers who are on the field. I don't know, maybe it may be some few who are not yet on the field. And some of us are also writing this promotion exams that will be tomorrow. Yeah,
sure.
I don't know that the coordinator considered all these things, because it seems like it will drag some of us to the time that you
no
have
problem. No problem. Today I appreciate that. So we have about 3 sessions to exhaust for us to conclude everything on printing technology 1. So I don't think I will spend more than 1 hour 30 minutes to exhaust everything with you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much.
So that you can have. I know I'm a supervisor. I'm a supervisor for this, so I really appreciate that. Majority of you will be writing examination. I mean, tomorrow and Tuesday, and you need to prepare for that one as well. So today, which is why we have to be on time, and I would appreciate the fact that some of you came very early, and that's good job. We are roughly left with about 3 sections. All right. Thank you for the final 3 sections. Sure. All right. Okay. So should I recap what I was doing so that there will not be interjection? I hope I'm permitted to do so. Okay. So we were, as I was saying in our previous section, we managed to explore some key techniques and tools in relief and stencil printing, as well as the foundational stages of screen printing. We just started the screen printing. We had about 2 sections of the screen printing. If you want to expatiate it a bit, or that we are saying that under the unit 3, which is relief and stencil printing, we started with section 2, because before then we had done section 1. So we started with section 2 yesterday. That is the sheet stencil tools and materials and even equipment, where we identify some of the essential tools, such as the cutting knives, the scalpel, the brushes, stencil sheets, adhesives, and co. Then we also look at some of the materials, all right, manila cards, masking tape, and many more. Then we also came to exhaust the section 3, which focused on types of sheet stencil and preparation of single plate sheet stencil. So we discussed the single plate stencils where one sheet carries the entire design. Okay, all right. Then we also learn how to design our motifs and cut and even apply a single plate stencil to the surface. In the section 4 of unit 3, we looked at multiple, plate sheet stencil and the defects associated with it. So we explored how to separate complex designs into multiple plates, of which we gave examples of 3 color separations, of which we did it beautifully. And we also looked at some of the common, defects in printing. We made mention of bleeding and other misalignments, defect, and even application of hues or print. And we also looked at the preventive measures. And then we quickly moved to the section 5, which focused on practical activities in sheet stenciling, of which I asked all of you to go and practicalize it. All right, so I believe you have all done that. Then we looked at the last section under Unit 3, which was the manual screen printing tools and materials. And of course, we exhausted all the tools and materials, perfectly. So we ended the Unit 3 successfully yesterday. Good job done. You all contributed effectively to the development of that lesson, and I applaud all of you. Then we moved on to look at some foundational parts of the entire Unit 4. After Unit 4, it's also having about 5 to 6 sections, of which we did 2 sections. And the Unit 4 was on screen printing. In the first section, we looked at the industrial screen printing equipment, of which you mentioned a lot of the equipment that we used. Then we looked at how to prepare the frame. So we said that the frame, we can use wood, or we can use a metal frame to do our print, our frame for the screen to be fixed on. And then we also fixed our mesh or organdy on it, ready for it to be developed. In this section, we are going to look, which is today's section, we are going to now look at how to prepare the screen. Now that we have done the frame, we want to look at how to prepare the screen. And the preparation of the screen, we are looking at 3 major methods, of which we are going to look at the sheet stencil method. We are going to look at the hand blocking method. We are going to look at the photographic method. And that's what we'll be doing today. And then we will call it a day, so that our colleagues who are adequately preparing for their promotion examination would have ample time to do that. So that is what we'll be looking at so far as today's lesson is concerned. Thank you so much, everybody. Welcome on board. We are 23 now, and I believe we can now start. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, as we were all preparing for today's section, I decided to display or place 3 videos on your platform, Industrial Printing Technology platform. I placed it there for your perusal. I placed it there for us to discuss. So we have seen one which is hand blocking screen method that we'll be talking about today. And the second video, it's on paper stencil screen printing, which is going to be elaborated today. Then the last one is the photographic screen printing, which would also be elaborated today. I said that you are supposed to watch all these 3 videos and for us to have discussion on it. So for now, what are some of the observations? What are some of the observations that you made while you watch the video? Quickly, we'll start with the first one, which is the hand blocking screen method. What did you watch? What did you see? Tell us what you watched, what you saw, things that you think we need to know so far as the first video, which was 4 minutes video, is concerned. Tell us, what did you watch? Yeah, I like the fastness. Thank you very much, Christian. What did you
Yes,
watch?
sir. Bless. Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
What I watch on the hand blocking let me see, design is that he first used his hand to sketch the
Okay.
flower.
Mm-hmm.
After which he used a paint to trace it.
Mm-hmm.
Then after tracing it, then I think he used another either a brush.
Mm.
Then I used the brush to trace up. He traced second using the brush to trace it to deepen the flower. Then he used a hair dryer
Mm-hmm.
to dry it so that I think for it to dry well.
Mm.
Then after all, he transferred it into the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he transferred it into the box using on the box. I think they use a solid tape at the edges
Mm.
on the box. Hello.
Okay. We can hear you. I'm with you. You know, this is, you are doing shower thoughts. So during shower thoughts, so you are free to express yourself, how you observe it. Others would also talk. So I'm just listening to you for now.
Okay. So
Yeah.
after that, then he now, I think he now transfer it into how do you call it? I forgot the name. On I don't know.
You may decide to you may decide to describe what you have seen. I don't want to come in now. I just want your observations.
Okay. So he transfer into, I think, I don't know what it's, a paper or a very big paper.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
that's what I've seen,
All right.
sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Christian. Thank you so much. David, before we go to Ransford. David. Is David here? David Cote. Your hand was up. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I also made the same observation with the first one. You know, after he played the screen on the sketch or the drawn flower, then he used the color to sketch to trace the edges of the flower, and he even made mention that you can use you can also use a brush to do the sketching, the tracing. Then after that, he then applied another color to deepen the internals of the flower. Then he hardened it using the hand dryer before he then applied the stencils made on the screen on the fabric that he wanted to do the printing on. So that is one of the
all right.
Those
okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ransford. Yeah. Ransford.
Yes, sir. What I observed was in the beginning he printed. You have to print. He printed the flower, any picture of your own, and then he put the frame on it. Then drew or used an ink to trace it or to just paint it on, and then later he used a dryer to dry it. Though it has not dried much, but you have to put it for some hours. And then he used before that he used a paint to really smear it using a squeegee on it. Then he smeared it. Then you have to leave it there for 72 hours. And later you have to wash them off. Wash them off to get the drawing or the picture that he drew on. That was what I observed. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Wonderful observations. So let's quickly start with our presentation. And when we start with our presentation, I would take the opportunity to explain the video again for you to really understand. We would also explain it in our own Ghanaian context so that you can appreciate it better. We'll explain the video before coming to localize it in a Ghanaian concept so that you would appreciate it better. All right. Okay, so let's quickly permit me to do share my screen as we start. All right. So we want to start today's lesson. So we already discussed how to prepare our frame and the screen. So we have prepared our frame and had fixed our mesh onto the frame. So once you fix your mesh, your Gandhi onto the frame, you now have your screen. Your screen is made. Take note of that. Your screen is made. All right. So when your screen is made now, you have to develop your screen. So we now come to development of the screen. Okay, so you first and foremost make your frame. Okay, once you make your frame, you fix your organdie or mesh, right, onto the frame to make it drum hard, very tight, just like the way you saw in the video. Drum hard, very tight, just like the way you saw in the video. Then we would take you cut excess organdie off the screen. Excess screen should be cut off, or excess mesh should be cut off. It means you now have your prepared screen. You have your prepared screen. Once you have finished your prepared screen, you have to now develop it. Development. So in other books, we said preparation of the screen. By the same, the actual thing is that is development of the screen. Because if you're talking about preparation of the screen, it starts from the frame to the development. The frame to the development. That's the preparation of the screen. So we have finished with the frame. So we now have to develop it so that we can use it to print. And so development is how you can now put your image, all right? You can now put your image on the screen so that you can use it to print. That's the development. So in this section, we are basically session 3, we are going to talk about the 2 main methods that we use in, that is so far as the screen preparation method is concerned. So we have the paper stencil method and the hand blocking method. So we would also be talking about the last method, which is the photographic method. The photographic method, which is the last one. The photographic method, it's more developed by light, but the 2, which is paper stencil and hand blocking method, we are going to use our hand specifically to bring out the image onto the screen. So let's look at the hand blocking method first. That was the first video that we watched before we can go to the paper stencil method. So in developing the screen, we have the hand blocking method of putting our image on the screen so that we can use it to print. So once you develop your screen, once you prepare your screen, making your frame, putting your mesh on it, the appropriate mesh on it, cutting off excess, whatever, we now want to use it to print, isn't it? If that is it, then there is a method that all of us could use. And one of the methods is the hand blocking method. The hand blocking method. If you say hand blocking method over here, it means that we are using our hand to block certain areas, the negative areas. Today you understand what negative area means. To block the negative areas where the picture is not located. So we block all the negative areas, exposing the positive areas so that the ink can pass through. That is hand blocking method. So we'll use our hand, not bare hand, of course. We'll use some tools, all right, to block the negative areas where the pictures are not, or where the design is not located. Then we expose. We will not block where the image is. So once you don't block it, means you are exposing it. So once you expose it, that particular place become still, porous for ink to pass through. Then where you have blocked becomes permanently sealed so that no amount of ink can pass through. So in hand blocking method, what do we do? One, we are saying that get your screen. So once you get your screen ready, what you need to do is that make direct setting of a design onto the screen in the right reading. So you can see that in the video, the design was traced. So you either trace it while you are going the inner perimeter of the screen. You trace it, which is the inner perimeter of the screen. This one, it should be in right reading, not in reverse. Not in reverse. Right reading. You trace it inside. So we have two ways of doing that. You either trace it or you draw it with your hand. You either trace it or you draw it with your hand. By tracing it means that you are transferring the design, ready-made design onto the screen, just like what we watched. All right, so you trace it. Now, after tracing with pencil or brush or whatever that you want to do, then you need to now block the negative areas. Block all negative areas. All right, you block all the negative areas by coating it with lacquer. All right, lacquer. In our Ghanaian context, you coat it with lacquer. You coat it with polish. You coat it with varnish. You coat it with white glue or wax. The essence of coating is to block the pores. Is to block the pores that are in the mesh. Don't forget, you need to coat all the negative areas, leaving the positive area. So in the video, you realize that the negative areas were coated. So you realize that the first one, what it did was to trace the flower using a particular tool, brush, having a fluid, and the fluid, that fluid is just trying to block the positive areas first block the positive areas with that fluid before applying something like, a blocking material on it. So you will now block it out. So when she applied, or when he applied the blocking material on the entire surface and it got dry, he went to wash it. After washing, the blocking material, the first whatever that you use, the glue, would now be exposed because it can be washed away, while the main blocking material becomes permanently dry, exposing, covering up all the negative areas. Don't forget, when you are doing that, after coating all these, you have to place it locally. You have to place it in the sun. All right, show it to light, show it to the sun, and see whether you'll be able to identify pinholes. If you don't identify any pinhole, it means that all the necessary, negative areas are blocked, exposing the positive areas. Once you do that, if you are using lacquer or varnish, you allow it to dry. Then you try to use the masking tape to seal the corners. So you seal the corners after washing, so that the positive areas will come out. Sometimes you wash it just to even wash away the grease or dirt. They use masking tape to cover the back and the inner perimeter so that no amount of ink will leak through the mesh and the frame onto your substrate or your support. So that is that. So you can use, all of us in our various homes, you can use lacquer, especially. So back at SHS, we were calling it lacquer method. Lacquer method, that is hand blocking method. So into bracket, it can be known as lacquer method of developing your screen. All right. So the blocking material should be thin to a medium consistency and apply liberally with fine brush. 2 coats are preferable to achieve complete coverage. So you apply the coats one after the other so that it can, seal all the necessary pores. Don't forget, if you don't seal the negative areas well, and you begin to print with it, you may achieve a defect, which is the pinhole. You may achieve a defect, which is the pinhole. So you have to make sure you block all the necessary, pinholes. Then allow the blocking material to dry thoroughly to make the screen ready for printing. So after the blocking material, all right, is dried, your screen is now ready to be used for the printing. So that is the hand blocking method. The hand blocking method. Any question on that? Hand blocking method. Any question on that? Any question on that? Okay, if no question, then we may proceed to Ransford. Ransford, then we come to Christian. Ransford, then we come to Christian.
Yes, when I was watching the video, it seems before printing it, I think even after printing it, it has to be there for 72 hours. That's 3 days. That's where I am a little confused.
Yeah, so right? It has to be. So in this case, okay, I just want to check the number of people who are here. 27. Okay, all right. Okay, so in this case, what's the material, the blocking material that sorry, let me quickly do what I'm doing right now. Okay. All right, excuse me, let me see. Okay, all right, I think I'm good to go. Okay. So you realize that the one using the hand blocking method didn't use anything like lacquer. You get it? Didn't use anything like lacquer. So we have a blocking material that is already made over there that she got access to. Okay. And the blocking material maybe would be very active or completely seal all the pores after the 72 hours. But when you are using lacquer, which can get dry within 30 minutes, within 15 minutes, all that we need is that you need a blocking material. For instance, if you are even using wax, you don't need to use to spend about 5 minutes for wax to dry. So she used a blocking material that could last for or that could dry up within 72 hours. That's it. Please, are you okay with that? All right, Ransford, thank you. Yeah, Christian, your hand was up, or
yes, so thank you, sir. Sir, with covering up the pee holes, can we use the photo emulsion and the sanitizer, that mixture? Can we use that?
No. Well, good. All right. In covering up the pinhole, it is possible you can use the mixture of the photo emulsion and the sensitizer. But you know something? Why can't you use the same material that you are using to coat? So if you are using lacquer, you can still use the lacquer to cover the pinholes. Are you okay with that? You can still use wax to cover it, but it will be more appropriate to use the same material or the same mixture that you are using to seal it. So you can still use the lacquer, though one could use other blocking, material to block the pinholes before your screen will be ready for printing.
Okay,
all right.
you,
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's proceed. Yes, Osman.
Okay. Please, when applying the lacquer, do we have number of times that you are supposed to apply, or the moment you apply it, you are rest assured that all the pinholes are filled?
Good. So you can apply it 1-2 times, depend on the consistency, all right, of your application. All right. So you can apply once or twice, but once is not very favorable. So you apply 1, 2, and the last one is for you to seal other, pinholes. So 1, 2 will do your application. So once you are using brush, in our local setting, we'll use brush to apply. In her case, she used the scoop coater. All right, or squeegee. An improvised scoop coater is the squeegee. All right. So in our case, we will use brush you take your time to apply it. You will make sure you apply it 1-2 times to seal all the pores, so that you are sure that you have filled all the necessary areas.
Please, sir.
All right.
Please, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Would there be an instant whereby you've applied it so many times, but after the drawing, you realize that there are pinholes?
Oh, so it means that your application is not consistent. It means that your application is not consistent. If you do that, it means your application, or if you achieve that, you apply 1, 2, 3. It means it's not. Do you know how people apply? People apply their mixtures anyhow. But if you are applying it, it should be consistent and systematic. All right. Don't you see people going horizontally, vertically, diagonally without any form of consistency. But in this case, if you are going vertical, go vertical, across, vertical. so that you know that you will not leave any space uncovered. Please, are you okay with that?
Yes, please.
All right. Any other? Any other? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now let's go to the next one, which is the stencil. Let's watch the video. We have watched the video. So tell us your observation so far as that video is concerned. Tell us your observation. Stencil, screen. Yes. So tell us your observation on the paper stencil screen printing. Tell us your observation. Yes. Anyone here? After you have watched the video. Yeah, who is talking? Ransford once again. That's good job. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Thanks very much. With the second video of the stencil, he made a cutout of a cat. Yes, a cat. He really cut it out through and then placed it on to the screen. He placed it onto the screen and really taped it. He taped the outside to really make sure that there wouldn't be any of the color out or so. And then the inside too, where he placed the stencil, he also covered the inside because he doesn't want the paint to also go under the screen. That was what I also observed. Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's good. Good job. Yes, any other? Who is there? Your observation? All right. So that is basically what Ransford said. That is basically what Ransford said. So let's look at the literature governing that. Let's look at the literature. Yes.
Listen, I also observed from the video when he was placing the cutout, he placed it in the right reading. He didn't place it in the reverse.
Okay. All right. That's another good job. Now, let's look at another method of the screen development ready for printing to take place. We have had the hand blocking method, and now we are looking at paper stencil method. So the paper stencil method, what you have to do first is that don't forget your screen is already ready, your frame with the organdy on it. All right, ready, very firm, drum hard, ready. This time you are not going to coat. You are not going to coat any part of the screen. You are not going to do that. So you need a bond paper. You draw whatever design that you want to draw on. You draw it in the right reading. Okay. So when you draw, you cut it out. You cut it out. So it can be bond paper. It can be any image carrier, any form of image carrier, bond paper, man lacquer, whatever. You cut it out with the help of the scalpel. After cutting it out, you now have your stencil now. Now, you place your stencil down, then you put your screen on the stencil so that the inner perimeter will be facing you. The inner perimeter of the frame will be facing you. All right. So you can do registration by marking out where you think it needs to fit appropriately. Then with the help of a masking tape, all right, you affix your stencil at the back of the screen. You affix it. Then in the inner perimeter too, you try as much as possible to cover the negative areas so that you can also have a place, reservoir, where you can pour your ink. Make sure you cover it entirely and very well so that if you are printing, the paste or the printing ink will not pass anywhere. So once you do that, you use adhesive to affix it onto the screen. It means that your screen is now ready to be used for the printing. So when you look at the literature over here, it says prepare a comprehensive layout of the image on a bond paper to the required size of the stencil. Measure and cut cardboard to the exact size of the screen. Transfer the design onto the cardboard and set out the design direct onto the sheet in the right reading. So I said that the design must be in the right reading. Cut out the design to obtain your stencil. So you have done your stencil. Now stick the stencil to the back of the screen with sellotape, of which we have already said. So your screen is now ready for printing. So that is that for the two main methods. Two main methods will be going to the photographic one. So the two main methods. So any other any question so far? Any question? Any question? Good job. All right. So we are done. Now let's look at the other one. Let's look at the other one. Let's look at the other one. That is the photographic method. Photographic method. So look at the photographic method. We have watched the photographic method. We have already given you an idea, all right, about the photographic method. So first and foremost, so he said this method uses two-part chemical called emotion, photo emotion, and intense light, white light to transfer a photo or design onto the screen. So the photo emotion is a mixture of two different chemicals in appropriate, proportion. So you mix that. These are the sensitizer called the potassium dichromate and that of the binding material like the Acoset and the Physoprint or the Ceruset. So you now have your photo emotion ready, but don't forget, this cannot be prepared, okay, under any white light. So you saw that the whole thing was done in a dark room where you watched the brief video of the photographic screen printing. Now that your photo emotion is ready, you now have to develop your screen. So how to produce? Now let's look at how to produce it. So the process involved in the photographic screen method are: one, image preparation. You have to prepare your image. Any question?
Please, Doc, I observed something on the photographic method.
Okay.
Please, I think what he used is not a paper.
What he used is not a paper.
It's not a paper.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes. Yeah. It's not a paper. I'm going to explain it to you stage by stage.
Okay.
I'll be explaining it to you, so don't worry about that at all.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'll be explaining it to you, so don't worry about that. Okay. So let's look at it systematically. The production of what is not the photographic method of screen printing. So we are going to look at one, the image preparation. How should the image be prepared? The preparation of the photo emulsion, we have already spoken about that. The coating of the screen, the exposure of the screen, the development of the screen, then touching up and reinforcement of the screen. That's what we are going to look at. So preparation of the image first. How to get our image on a bond paper or on a film. So you realize that he used a film, a transparent film, to bring about his image. We may not use the film, so we can use tracing paper for that. If you don't have tracing paper, you can still print your design on a normal bond paper. But when you print it on a normal bond paper, you must submerge the bond paper into a kerosene. Once you put the whole design, don't put the paper into kerosene before you print, as the printer will not be able to pick it out for you. Okay, if you are going to use a pen, it will still be proper that you do your design before you merge it in submerge it in a bowl of kerosene. The bowl of kerosene or oil will make your bond paper transparent, to make your bond paper transparent. So in this case, we are going to, you can prepare your image either manually or using the computer to generate your image and you print it out. If you are doing it manually, what must you do? So you now try to draw whatever you want to draw. And whatever you are drawing, make sure that it is in reverse. This time it is in reverse. Okay? It is in reverse. So once it is in reverse, you are good to go. So let's look at it. So set out the final design to the required size with pencil or bond on a bond paper. So you do your design on a bond paper. When you are preparing two or more designs, shade and indicate the colors or tones on the design for color separation reasons. Now, cut a piece of tracing paper slightly bigger than the design and fix it onto the design. That is, if you have a tracing paper, tracing paper, one characteristic of tracing paper is that it is translucent. 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 So you can see, you can see through a bit. You can see through a bit. The one that the gentleman used is very transparent. Okay, so that is also good. In fact, that is the best. But tracing paper can do the same thing like the film. Can do the same thing like the film. So an improvised tracing paper is when you put your bond paper into a bowl of kerosene. It will turn into tracing paper. It will be translucent now. The idea is that light will be able to pass through the translucent or transparent areas, but light cannot pass through dark areas. That is why your design must always be in black, opaque. So your design must always be in black and opaque. Rotary ink or printer if you are using computer. Now, if you are doing two or more colors, All right. If you are doing 2 or more, trace out each color or tone separately using your tracing paper. Just like the way we did, we saw the color separation. Now, the tracing paper or the process of tracing out different colors or tone in a design onto separate tracing paper is termed as the color separation, of which we have already spoken about. Also, the process of tracing the design onto the tracing paper with rotary ink is termed as inking. That is, the inking is done when you want to use the manual method, your hand. So you have your design, okay? You don't have a printer anywhere. You don't have any printer to print your design out in black. Don't forget, in photographic method, your image must be printed out in black. No matter what, whether it is multi, colors or whatever, it must be in black. Just that you are going to separate it, knowing that this black is for red, this black is for blue, this black is for yellow. It can only work with black against white background or black against transparent background. That is how it works. So if, as I said, if you are doing the photo, if you are doing the image with the computer, you have to print it out. You print out your design with laser printer, okay? And the design can be printed onto film. So you saw the gentleman printing its design on a film, or you print the design on a tracing paper, or you print it on a white bond paper. By the white bond paper, you need to submerge it in the bowl of kerosene to make it very transparent. Now you are ready. When you are ready with your design on the tracing paper or on the film or on the bond paper, what must you do now? You need to now prepare your photo emulsion. So 1:3. So 1 a tablespoon or teaspoon of the sensitizer, all right, is to 3 tablespoons of what? The binding material, like the glue. All right. Then you have to mix it to achieve uniform consistency. All right. Now, before then, I told you that you have to check the potency of your the sensitizer. You have to check the potency of it. Check so that you know how it goes. The photo emulsion must be prepared and stored in a dark room. Don't forget, it must always be in a dark room. Now, after you have prepared your image is now ready. You have now prepared your photo emulsion. Then there's a need for you to coat the screen. How are you going to coat the screen? So pour a quantity of photo emulsion at one end of the screen from the outside. So you are going to place the photo emulsion, all right, on the scoop coater. Then you apply the mixture vertically, up and down, both inner and the outer, okay, till you apply it evenly to overlap each layer. All right, so make sure it overlaps its layer to seal the entire screen. So this time you are going to coat the entire screen, not leaving any, we don't have anything like negative area or positive area of the screen. We are coating the entire area. So after coating the entire area, you allow it to dry. Okay, so you allow it to dry in the light, tight room for it to get dry. Now we want to develop our screen. You have to develop our screen. You if you say you want to develop the screen, what it means is that you now want to put your image. Your image should now be registered onto the screen for the printing to now take place. The image that you have done on the bond paper, on the film, on the tracing paper must be transferred, must be developed. Do you know why we call a picture photograph? Photo means light. Graph means image. Graph. That's why you have graphics, which is about image. Graph means image. Photo means light. Okay? So photograph, an image that is, developed as a result of light. So the same way we are going to develop our image as a result of light. And we are going to use our light box. We also call it developing box. So we are going to expose the design. All right? We are going to expose it to the light box. Don't forget, the secret is that if we have two methods, we have the light box method and the solar. The same, it's the same. Let me explain the light box method to you so that you understand the solar. The solar is directly from the sun. You just tap the sun, okay, or you expose it to the sun. But you get the understanding better over here, the light box method. What must you do now? Now, don't forget that on top of the light box, that is the developing box, we have a glass on top of it, while the fluorescent lights are inside. So you place your design on the glass. You place your design on the glass at the right reading, okay, where the DC will be facing you. Then after placing it on the glass, you now fix your this thing on top. You fix your coated screen on top of it. The inner perimeter must be facing you all the time. The inner perimeter must be facing you all the time. Now, for you to fix it well so that it will not shake, you can use sellotape. Okay, sellotape to fix it at the base before placing it on the screen. The secret is that when you place it on the screen, you cover the inner perimeter with foam or with rag or with pillow or with what's the name? A load.
Sandbag.
Yes, sandbag. That's it. A load. So once you cover the entirety, then you would now cover the light box. The light box sometimes may have a cover. Others do not have covers. If it's having cover, you put the cover on it. If it's not having the cover, you leave it because the entire thing is now fixed. Don't forget, as you are placing it on the light box, remember that the white light would not be off, would not be on. It is only the blue light or the red light just for visibility, and purposes. So you have to put those ones on. As soon as you finish placing it on the disc with the load, what must you do now? You now switch on the light box. You switch on the light box for the screen to have contact with the exposure of the light that will come out from the light box. So some can take 5 minutes, others can take 10 minutes, depending on the efficacy of the sensitizer, depending on the effectiveness I mean, depending on the potency of the sensitizer, because some of them will work within 5 minutes, some of them will work within 6 minutes, some of them will work within, and you can only know that after you have done your first experimentation. So what must you do now? What happens inside? Now, the white light will be able to pass through all the transparent areas. The white light will pass through all the transparent areas of the design to meet the coated areas that are negatives. So once it is meeting the coated areas that are negatives, that place will now block permanently. Don't forget the design was made in black ink or was printed in black ink. The white light cannot pass through the black ink. Because the white light cannot pass through the black ink, those places will be left without exposing it to the light. So the light will not pass through the black areas. Don't forget, the black areas are the designs. So it will not, no amount of white light will pass through. It will block it. So once it's blocking it, it is not touching the screen. So if it's not touching the coated screen, I mean, that place will remain washable. It will remain, what's the name? Unsealed permanently. So once you subject it to the light bulbs for 5 to 10 minutes, you now switch it off. If you switch it off, you take out the screen, pull your design at the back, then quickly you send it to the washing basin. Then you wash it. You wash the particular areas that has not been exposed to the light. So the particular area, which is the positive area, as you are washing it with foam, all right, and water, that place will be wiping off, leaving that place porous, while the transparent area, which was exposed to the light, will remain permanently sealed. So when it remains permanently sealed, what it means that no amount of ink can pass through. No amount of ink can pass through. It is the positive area that has been wiped out that becomes very porous for ink to pass through. So once you have finished washing, you expose it to the sunlight to check whether you have pinholes. So that is the next stage. That's the next stage, which is the touching up and reinforcement of the screen. You expose it to identify any possible pinhole in the screen. They use the same photo emulsion to seal it, to touch it up, and allow it to dry. After that, you use the sellotape to cover, all right? Use the sellotape, not sellotape per se, the masking tape to cover the edges, covering all the areas, the corners. Cover where you need to, where you will be pouring your ink, which is the reservoir, so that this thing is now, ready for you to use. So that is what the photographic method is about. Now, the light bulb method and that of the solar is same. It's all about exposure. So first, fix the ink design to the back of the screen at the right reading with transparent sellotape. All right. That's the solar method, the same approach. Put a plain glass plate bigger than the screen on top of the screen and cover the setup with opaque black fabric and thick blanket. So put the glass plate inside the screen to cover the design and press it against the fabric. The glass plate can be improvised with any kind of thick black, okay, or white card. Hold the screen from inside to press the glass family against the design and send the setup outside. So once you send the setup outside, you now remove the blanket, which is black, and expose it to the sunlight for some few minutes. The sunlight, it depends on the intensity of the sunlight too. Okay, so it depends on the weather. So it can also take within 4 to 8 minutes, depending. So once you expose it, the same would happen. All right, the sun rays will touch the transparent areas where it has not been coated black, leaving the black areas for it to be washed. So once you wash the black area, which is the positive area now, then you reinforce your frame with adhesive, which is sellotape or masking tape, for your screen to be ready to use. So that is about the development of the screen using the photographic method. Any question? Any question? Any question? Yeah. Your question, please.
Yeah, Doc, sorry. I think from the video you showed, I realized that the closing, especially with the corners of the screen, he was rather putting the solid tape or the masking tape inside.
So it is both inside and outside. The sellotape. Okay. Why is it inside? It is, if you put it only outside, don't forget, it will bleed. It will bleed and pass through. So it is better for you to seal it inside. Aha. So that it will not even have the opportunity to bleed. So sometimes, to be very sure, you do it both inside and outside to conceal all the holes. Yeah. Yeah. We have another person who want to ask a question. Yes. Ida. Ida, do you have a question? Okay, we don't have any question. Let's proceed. Today, as I said, we'll finish very soon. Okay, so let's move on.
Okay, Doc, sorry. You mentioned something. These titles again, please. You mentioned something, but then I don't know. Is it possible we can still test? But when you mentioned the sanitizer coating thing, you gave a time range where you can leave it.
Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes, but you added another clause where you were saying that it depends on the potency of the sanitizer or the binding material you are using.
Exactly.
So how do we know? Exactly. Because if this is my first screen I'm doing, how will I know the time I'll be able to time it?
How will you know? You know, yesterday we said that before you even do anything screen, test. Expose. That one you can even do it outside. Just make a mixture. Apply it on any screen of your choice. Okay, it can even be just organdy. Expose it, allow it to dry, expose it, then check your time. All right, you will check your time. The time you expose it, check your time, and you will be checking it whether it has cured Cured means it has activated itself. It has cured such that it will become permanently dry. So you check your time. Well, once you check your time, you know that okay, it took you only 5 minutes or 6 minutes or 7 minutes. You will know that that is the time it will also take you for the whole thing to be cured. Please, are you okay with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now let's move on to the last one. So now that your screen is ready now, how do you reproduce the screen? Reproduce. Reproduce means how do you now print it? How do you now print it? How do you now print it? You saw the printing. So that one you use, you pour your very simple. It's the same printing. Strategy for the hand blocking, for the paper stencil screen, and for the photograph, the screen, the printing tool is the same. But the ink depends on the material that you are using. The ink will depend on the material that you are using. The support that you are using or the substrate that you are using. It will depend. All right. So yours is to pour your ink, you mix it very well in even consistency. It shouldn't be too light, it shouldn't be too thick. It should be moderate so that it will not bleed. Okay. Then you pour it. You pour it on the reservoir, the areas that do not have that is closer to the frame and do not have the image, that's the reservoir. You pour it there. Then with the help of the squeegee, you tilt the squeegee 45, you tilt it 45 degrees. Okay. Then you push the ink through the positive area. Once you push it, but you have to hold it firmly. Don't forget, you have to hold the screen firmly on top of the substrate. Whether it is t-shirt or handkerchief or paper, you have to hold it firmly. If you don't have anyone to help you, you can manage it. You can manage it. All right. Just firmly with one hand. They use the other hand to spread the ink through the positive area, in and out, in and out. So up and down, up and down. Once you do it up and down, make sure it has covered the positive areas. Once it has covered the positive area, you lift it gently. Once you lift it gently, you have your print. So that is it. Now there's a situation whereby sometimes when you are lifting it, it will lift along with the item or with the t-shirt or the substrate. So sometimes that is why sometimes we put sellotape, not masking tape, sellotape around the edges of the frame so that you can easily pull it. Sometimes the frame is such that it can pick. All right, it's not so smooth, so it can pick the t-shirt. So sometimes you have to use the masking tape to give it a glossy surface, so that you can easily lift it. So that is what we need to talk about so far as the printing is concerned. Now let's look at the possible problems associated with screen printing. So we have already talked about pinholes. We have discussed pinholes already. We know the causes. We have discussed pinholes. Then we now look at another poor adhesion of photo emotion on the screen. Poor adhesion of photo emotion on the screen. The causes is when there is under exposure of the screen. Okay, when there's under exposure of the screen, that's poor adhesion of where the photo emotion, okay, it has not cured properly on the screen. What could be the cause of it? What could be the cause of it? The cause could be one, you didn't expose it well. Maybe instead of 5 minutes for it to get cured, you use only 3 minutes. So it means that possibly you didn't even try to know the potency. Sometimes when the sensitizer tool is getting to the expiry date, it will become very weak. Okay, and sometimes too, it will not stick. The photo emotion will also not stick on the screen when you have coated your photo emotion on a greasy screen. When the screen is greasy, that is why you, after preparing your frame, you have to wash it first and allow it to dry, so that no amount, you wash it with soap, so that no amount of grease would be on it. Then coating of polyester screen without roughening it. Some of the polyester screens are very smooth, so it will be appropriate for you to roughen it a bit. You use another material to roughen it. All right, don't use any metal material to roughen it. Another material could roughen it. All right, so that it will not be too smooth. Then failure to wash off photo emotion during development. After you have finished developing your image, your screen, sometimes you are washing the positive area where it needs to remain, porous, is now blocked. All right, failure to wash off, all right, photo emotion during development. That is when there's overexposure of the screen. When there's overexposure, what happens? Maybe instead of 5 minutes, you have spent about 15 to 20 minutes. You have forgotten. So what will happen? The light will now be forcing itself through the black areas now. Black areas to touch the positive area. So once it touches the positive area, no amount of water can wash it off. All right. When there is too much of high temperature in the light box too, when the temperature is very high, though the image is black, it will still pass through. It will still pass through the image. Then we have failure to ink the design to an opaque finish. All right, failure to ink the design to an opaque finish. So if the inking is not done well, such that it remains opaque, it's not so opaque, it's very light, what will happen is that light can easily pass through to harden the positive area. Once the positive area is hardened, you cannot print it out. Hardened spot of photo emotion in a stencil after development. Hardened spots of photo emotion in the stencil after development. What's the cause? An even coverage. So if you don't cover, if you are in haste, so you have not covered the whole design with ink appropriately. All right. Part of the coated screen being exposed to stray light during drying. Maybe you have forgotten yourself. You allow some white light to flash on the screen. Once that is done, you cannot in any way achieve good results. Screen reclamation. What is it about? Badly developed screens and old screens carry unwanted design can be reclaimed by applying strong liquid detergent, Parazone, and bleach on the surface and leave it for some time to soften the dried emulsion, and then scrub and wash the screen gradually with the chemical and clean water to obtain a plain fabric. So maybe that is how to reclaim your spot or your unwanted old screens that you want to reuse. Okay, so the fabric can now be recoated and used upon drying. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is all about printing technology 1. So the sixth section is on the practical screen printing practical. So you can do any one of the three methods that I taught you. Okay, you can try it. I know the photographic method will be quite difficult for you, but you can use the solar method to try it. You try it, get yourself busy, try it so that you can achieve very good results. Thank you so much. We have some questions that you can answer. Try as much as possible, starting with the first unit to the last unit. We have possible questions over here, all right, that you can go through so that you would be able to, get the concept better for revision. Thank you so much. We are done with printing technology 1. Thank you. Done with printing technology 1. All right. So now, question time. Question time. Question time. Question time. No question time. It means that you have had good time to.
No, good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon.
Please, with this, the mode of assessment, the exams, how would it be? Are we going to do a live practical session?
Yeah. There'll be practical sessions. So I've already been telling you to practicalize some of this, so that when it is time for you to do the practical, you just show it for me to see and award you some marks. And we have to give you some CA marks before the examination distance. So we'll give you some CA, all right, marks. You do some quiz, if possible, before the main examination. So try as much as possible to put into practice all that I've been telling you to do. At the appropriate time, we'll get it. Yeah.
Okay, sir. The follow-up question is, within the exams, during the exams, will we do a hand-on activity in the exam? So that we can bring our tools.
It's going to be basic. It's going to be extremely basic. So basic things, for instance, maybe some footage or whatever, but we don't bother people to bring all those things there, so that is it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir, for the clarification.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, for us to draw closer to, okay. Yeah.
Hello, sir. This is David. Sir, I'm asking my colleague's question he just asked just a second ago. In our previous semester, in which we did color psychology, we were not informed that we'll do some practical aspects in the examination. And as a matter of fact, when we went, these things came in, and we needed to bring in our color materials and brushes and the rest. You see, it's made us find ourselves very wanting. So if anything of that sort, at least
so when it comes to printing technology 2, there is no way you can do practical because it is more sophisticated, it is more electronic, and of course you cannot send a plotter or a printer to the classroom to go to the examination hall. I hope you get a point now. When it comes to printing technology 1, even if so you can just get yourself with a bond paper. Just get yourself a bond paper, a cutter. All right, get yourself a bond paper, a cutter, and maybe a crayon. You are good to go. Color pencil, you are good to go. Why must you carry those things? When they ask you to do stencil, you cut something small, you just dab it. If it is time for you to do fruitage, you put your what's the name? Your coin down, you apply your crayon on top, you get the fruitage. I hope you are getting the point now. So these ones are so basic. So get yourself prepared. Those basic things, we are not saying that go and bring poster color or whatever. Whatever poster color wet media can do, dry media can also. We will not ask you to do screen printing over there. No way. Nobody will ask you to do screen printing. No examination, unless of course you are to do it and bring it there. I hope you are getting a point now. So that is it. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So David, thank you. Yes, any other? Yeah, Mavis. Hello, Madam Mavis. Yeah, your hand is up.
Yes, hello, sir.
Yes, madam.
Hello, sir. Yeah, sorry, I'm outside. Would there be any instance where you will develop your design and it wouldn't pick up on your screen? Is there any possibility
of doing what?
Probably you want to develop your design on the screen after you have quoted it, and the design wouldn't pick. Would there be any problem like that?
And the design wouldn't do what?
It wouldn't pick. Yes, it wouldn't develop on the screen.
Oh no, which method are you using? Which method are you talking about?
Yeah, please, I'm coming. Yes, please. I said probably you have quoted your screen and you have taken it to the developing room to develop it. Would there be any instance where the design wouldn't be developed on the screen?
Also, the design will only not develop on the screen when there's light out.
Oh, okay.
Once that it has not been exposed to light, it will not develop. But if it has been exposed to light, even wrongly, there will be development of the screen.
Okay.
There'll be, once there's exposure of light, something will come out. Just that it may not be perfect. Which is why we spoke about the causes of some of the defects and other stuff. So if you want to develop a screen wall, expose it rightly, and your screen will come out perfectly.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it will not develop at all when there is light out, when it has not been exposed to light. For that one, you don't expect any screen to be developed for you. Okay. All right. Okay, so good job. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you the time to do the practical works at the same time to get prepared for your examination, which most of you will be writing tomorrow. And so, as I said, we are done perfectly with printing technology 1. Good job. Preparing us for printing technology 2, which is an advanced form of printing. So in our next presentation, please take note of it. You are 33 right now, so take note of what I'm coming to say. In our next meeting, which is, God willing, next week, Saturday, we are not going to discuss printing technology 1 again because we are done. All the practical assignment that I need to give you, I've already given it to you on printing technology 1. And so we are done with printing technology 1. We are not also going to use the link for printing technology 1 because it must be on record that we have done printing technology 2. So we are going to use the printing technology 2 link. Please, are you okay with that? So that the monitors would know that we are now doing printing technology 2. So the printing technology 2 will take the same hours and the same weeks. Okay, So no one will be disadvantaged over here. So in the printing technology 2, these are, we will also look at 4 units, 4 good units. So the first unit, we are going to look at electronic printing and lithography. So now that we are done with the foundation, we are done with all the, the local printing, the indigenous printing, we are now going to the advanced form of printing. That is electronic printing and lithography. So we'll be looking at how photocopy machine works and other stuffs. We'll be looking at all that, how plotters work. All right, we'll be looking at all this. Then we'll move to digital printing and industrial printing support. So we'll look at digital printing and support that we use, the substrate that we use for industrial printing, heavy industrial printing. Then we'll look at pulp processing and commercial press activities. All right, how we process paper. All right, and some commercial press activities. In the commercial printing distance, what are the activities that go on? We'll look at that. Then finally, we'll look at the career in commercial printing. Career in commercial printing. So these are the we'll look at the careers. A lot of careers are in commercial printing that we'll be looking at. So that would also end it beautifully. Then you can arm yourself and practicalize it, because the essence is for behavioral change, for you to go and put it into practice. And once you put it in practice, you'll be able to understand and make meaning when it comes to you giving inventory by writing the examination. If you don't practicalize it, rote learning is not good for any of us at this stage. All right, that is why we have taught it this way, so that you get better understanding. All that I would like to say to end it for today is that you have done good job, fantastic job across for the first section. You have to give it to yourselves. Give it to yourself by giving yourselves thumbs up over there. You've done good job over there, and I'm very proud teaching you people. That's very, very wonderful. Good job. All right. Okay. Then we expect you to put in, all right, we expect you to put in maximum effort in the next meeting, which is printing technology 2. The printing technology 2, we want you to really, 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 contribute. So this is how we are going to do printing technology 2. All right, the mode of transmission will be a bit different. So this is where there will be much. You would also, will call on you, you will read it, then I will explain everything to you. So we'll call on you, you read. You call on you, you read. So when you mention your name, you have to read. You may not understand it, but that is why you are here. Once you read it, I will explain it to you with illustrations, with practical, aids, so that you get better understanding. So that is how we are going to go about printing technology 2. Thank you. If you have any comments on printing technology 1, you have only 2 minutes to pass the comment. And after the comment, we draw closure to printing technology 1. Yes, any comment? Any comment? And maybe it's your hand still up, or that was for the previous one. Okay, so we have titles. Yeah, titles.
Yeah, Doc. Yes, Doc. Actually, we also want to thank you very much for all what you've just, because even with the resources you've always been making available to us, I think it has helped some of us to gain the understanding of some of the concepts. And we want to just thank you very much for that effort you have just put in to help us in our learning process. In fact, we are grateful.
Thank you so
we are
much.
very grateful.
Thank you so much, Titus. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That is an appreciation from one of you. So that's good. All right. So any other comments? Any other comments? Okay. So we don't have any other comments. Thank you so much for this particular, closure. We have drawn closure to this. Oh, Titus again. Okay. Yes, Titus. Yes.
Doc, sorry. This one, a quick one. I saw something on the page that I wanted to. I said let me clarify myself. And when we were talking about the stencil patterns, like the stencil, I don't know, some of the shapes, or let's assume some of the letters, if you say you are cutting them, is there an agreed or maybe a preferred way or a laid down way where you must do the bindings or the ties or those listen? For instance, I'm cutting a particular letter. Is there a laid down way I must follow? Like for instance, to be able to hold the let's say my design.
Are you talking about the bridge?
letter.
Are you talking about the bridge?
The bridges, yes, the bridges. The bridges. Is there a laid down way? So
No.
for instance, if I'm cutting I must cut it from this
depends on
side
how
to side.
creative. No, it depends on how creative you are. Okay, some use the bridge too wrongly. Sometimes some of the letters may have several bridges, which will not make the whole thing pleasant. If nothing at all, one or two will do. Of course, it depends on the nature of the design that you are making. So one or two bridges will do. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
One or two bridges will do. Yeah, sure. Okay. So thank you once again for everybody contributing to the development of printing technology 1. Wish you the best as we prepare for printing technology 2. We shall meet next week, Saturday, same time. All the best. Bye-bye. And I wish you well in your examination too. Thank you. All right. Bye.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. God bless you. We are grateful.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Mavis. Mavis.
Yes, please.
You are missed there.
Normal.
Kuluche will only come when we are about to close.
Mavis, you are missed. Okay?
Kuluche will always speak when we are about to close. Kuluche will always speak when we are about to close. You come and go. You come and go. You come and go.
Mavis.
Yes, I'm listening.
Mavis, would you talk? I said you are missed.
I have missed. I am missed.
That you have been missed. I don't know why.
I miss everybody. I never miss all of you.
Missed.
And I said I've missed all of you too.
I'm a Roman father. I don't miss person.
You have a missed call.
In that case, Roman father, give us the closing prayer.
I
You
hear
are
you.
Roman father with your baby.
All right. All the very best.
Soglonu, are you here? Soglonu, are you here?